Hi everybody, this is My Story Friday. It's a makeup because when I tried to download on Friday, it just disappeared on me. So here is My Story Friday. I hope that you will like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will be uploading My Story Fridays every Friday. And then I will have other stories too, so you can listen to those as well, that talks on narcissistic personality disorder and the narcissistic dynamic with a codependent and empathic person in emotional abusive relationships. So here goes my story. A long time ago when I was dating someone, they bought me a really big gift, and it was a gift that I could not believe. I didn't even believe I deserved a gift like this. I had never gotten anything like it before, and they did it in a really grandiose way in front of all of my friends, and my friends were super excited for me, and I was trying to be excited, but I was just like blown away that I was getting this gift, and I was just like, I don't know if I deserve this. And I remember one of my friends saying, you do, finally, and you know, you've met the right person and you deserve all of this and you should accept this gift and all of this. And so I was just trying to get used to being treated like in a really nice way. And this was really grandiose. But in time, this person was really jealous and they were showing a lot of things, but I thought that was love. I was like, man, he really loves me. He is so jealous, and he just wants to spend all his time with me. He doesn't really want me to be with anyone else. And so I thought that was love. And it drove me crazy though, because I was working with, I was with people and I couldn't take phone calls, and my phone would blow up. And if I didn't answer it, it would just ring and ring and ring. And at that time I had like a normal phone, you know, for my work. And it got so bad I would have to unplug it because it just would ring and ring and ring. And so my friends and even clients were kind of starting to wonder, you know, this isn't very healthy. And I was like, oh, I made so many excuses because by then I was kind of it had been some months, you know. And so this particular person didn't like any of my friends, didn't want me to be around them. And there was one particular friend that he really didn't like. And so this particular friend wanted to go, this was like months later, but wanted to go, I think we went and had coffee somewhere. And so she met me at the house, and we drove off together to go get coffee or whatever. And when this guy that I was dating contacted me and was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I went and, got coffee with a friend. And I didn't say her name, and he didn't ask, but I guess looking back, it wouldn't have mattered whether I said her name or not. It wasn't good for me. So basically what ended up happening was this, after she and I were done with coffee and everything and we went back, the gift that this person had got me that was really grandiose was gone and was taken from me. And it was so grandiose that everybody was gonna see that this was taken from me. So I was being punished, and this was a way to condition me to do as I've been told and figure out what this person's thinking and not do things that would upset them. And I just remember being like, it wasn't so much about the gift. It was that I honestly did not want my family and friends to know that this was happening, because they were going to notice this. It was big. And I was like, they're going to think bad about him. And when they do, they're not going to want me to be with him anymore, because so much other stuff had been happening. And I was already bonded to this person. So if I would have been healthy, I would have left this relationship. But I wasn't, and so I stayed in an unhealthy relationship, and I began the dance. I was already doing the dance, but this was big. And I was embarrassed and ashamed. And I remember trying to find excuses to tell my friends and family of why this particular gift was no longer there. And they didn't believe me. But I still kept trying to convince them to protect my abuser. And my abuser had no empathy for me. My abuser didn't care what anybody thought about them. What my abuser wanted was power and control over me. And that's what was important to him. It didn't matter about any of the other. And he told his own stories because he knew that people were going to ask on his end too. And so he came up with his own story, and he smeared me when doing that and made it seem like I had done something. And then I'm not going to say what the gift was because it would give everything away, and then made me out to look like a really bad person. I was crushed. I cried and cried and cried and cried because I didn't know how to defend myself. Because if I did against this person, I felt these people wouldn't believe me. And some were family members, some were just acquaintances that I knew. And I was already so in, and there was a lot that went along with it. There was a part of me that wanted to run. There was. And then there was this other part of me that was like, but I really care about this person. Why are they doing this to me? Maybe I deserve it. Maybe I didn't deserve that gift. Maybe this is what I do deserve in life. There was that subconscious part of me, and it was very heartbreaking. It was embarrassing. It was shameful for me. It was me being trauma bonded to someone. I felt guilty for even staying. And there were so many feelings that I had going on. But this person basically was devaluing me at that point because I was hanging out with someone that they just didn't like. And because they said it was because I said I had coffee with a friend, but it wouldn't have mattered. It would not have mattered. And regardless, I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve it. And there was no excuse for it, and that was abusive to me. And so that's where that giving you something and then taking it and giving it and taking it, and they made it seem like it was my fault. So I was being gaslit, like it was my fault that this was happening to me, and then smeared my name and made it my fault that it was happening to everybody else, that it ended up being involved with it as well. And I just remember going silent. I cried a lot. I was starting to get depressed, and I remember going to my doctor, and I remember telling my doctor, and I remember telling my doctor to document everything because I was unsure. I was questioning my own judgment, and I just needed reassurance. And that was one of the beginnings of my abuse story. And this went on, and I will probably talk about that and even talk about my doctor and that kind of thing, and things that happened, and medications that I took, and all the kinds of things that I went through during some of these processes. But that was one thing that a boyfriend did to me, to devalue me and make me feel worthless, and to let me know that that's how quick something can happen if I didn't do what they wanted me to do. And it started to condition me, and I got really depressed. So that is my story Friday. It's not a really happy story, but if you can resonate, then you might be in an emotionally abusive relationship. And I certainly hope that you're not. If you recognize it, or something similar with someone that you know, they may be in an emotionally abusive relationship. So just be kind. Be kind to people. Until next time, this is Jennifer. Please like, share, and subscribe to help my channel thrive. Love you. Bye.